Hey, everybody, this is Jared Flowers, Vice President of National Restaurant Consultants, coming to you with our Helpful Moment number 175.
Indeed.
We're here today with Brian Devine, our marketing partner with CafeFuel, who does so much of our online social and helps us so much with helping you guys. So, again, thanks for being here, Brian, and putting
Absolutely.
this all together. I'm also sitting next to Jim Beatty, the owner of Zell's Mountain Creperie right here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, which we're getting ready to open on the 9th. It's right around the corner. We got our final inspections today. So,
all right.
Here we go. Yeah. So the topic today that we wanted to talk about was opening a new restaurant in a post-COVID era and how tough it is to get staffing and inspections and supply chain and the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's just been a madhouse, and no one can tell you better than Jim. So we were happy to bring him in today to talk about, some of the speed bumps, but also some of the exciting parts of what we've seen over the last 4 days with getting talented folks in and getting everything done and getting ready to serve food to people that are excited to do it. So I'd really like to turn this over to Jim for a minute and let a real operator tell you a real story about what we're able to do in this post-COVID era.
All right. So most of the issues revolve around supply chain, which I think everyone knows. And so the most important thing that we did, and thankful to definitely NRC for organizing the kitchen, and like day one, when we first started with the concept, we knew our equipment lists, we knew everything that we needed, so we ordered everything immediately. Some of the equipment arrived sooner than planned, so yeah, my garage was full of equipment. But on the other hand, some of the equipment arrived just in time. And I think the same thing is important to, if you're going to do a renovation, that you, as soon as you meet with your architect and you get your kind of plans, you should order almost all the materials immediately. So we had like one issue with an exhaust fan that held us up a little bit, even though that was ordered in April. It just came in. So I think you can't do things as you go. Now you need to you need to plan and order and pull the trigger quick, and then build it when it gets there. So on terms of that, everything went smooth, but because of the pre-planning, and a lot of that was thanks to NRC helping me through that and getting organized. So one thing that I have been pleasantly surprised on over the last, I'd say 3-4 days in interviewing, is that there are decent, I'd say some very great candidates out there if you offer the right wage and you have the right attitude, and I think a very presentable place that people want to work at. So we've been really pleasantly surprised in how the team is shaping together. And I also want to say that if yet you need a great food supplier these days, just because of supply chain issues, and you need someone that's hand-on to work with you right now. So that's what I would say to focus on. But in general, it's going well. We're super excited to start feeding and start hosting guests here soon. So hope to see you guys all around the 9th. We have an amazing panini. We have amazing paninis and some just delicious crepes, and they're going to be quick and delicious. So thank you.
And, one of the other things that was really, really, really important was hiring a talented general manager. Mm-hmm. I think having the leadership team, setting up the culture, and then this is where I kind of turn it to you, Brian, is we used a lot of back end, marketing to share our culture and our concept. Every single guest or every single potential candidate saw our values before they walked through the door. And, being able to let folks know what the expectation is, Brian, as you know, every restaurant in town is hiring, and we're talking about the struggles of getting folks. We've had over 40 interviews in 4 days. A lot of that has to do with our values, our culture, and what the branding is. So it's not a staffing issue, in my opinion, as much as it is people want to work where they feel valued, where they feel respected, where they feel paid, etc. And I think at Zell's, that's what we're doing. And with National Restaurant Consultants, we're working with clients that share those values. And I'll turn it over to you to share how we get that message out through what we do with CafeFuel, and how other operators can benefit from that.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks, Jared. Thanks, Jared. I want to add a couple things. So first, to answer your question, Jared, one of the easiest things that you can do and do consistently is let people know what those values are. Let people know what it is that makes you unique, that makes you stand out. And you can do that on your website. You can do that on social media. Obviously, you could do that through video, and I always recommend that you do. So video is one of the most powerful ways for you to kind of let people in, and especially if you're in the situation where you need employees, you need customers, you need everyone to kind of get a feeling of what is going on behind the scenes. Video is probably the easiest and fastest way to do that. So I highly recommend it. Now, number two, the other thing that I wanted to make sure that we talked about is that what tends to happen is when you're launching a restaurant, especially, right? You've got about 1 million things going on. You've got checklists, right? You're going through everything that you have to do, and you're thinking about how do we get people in and how do we make sure they have a great experience? And what I want to add to that checklist is how do we get them back? Because if you're going to spend all that time, effort, energy, and money getting them to come in that first time, get them on a list so that you can bring them back, because you have spent a lot of effort over here, and we tend to forget that you can do it much easier over here. So it's a big lift to get them to come in the first time. It's not hard to get them to come in again as long as you did everything right in the first place, which kind of brings us back to point number one. So I just want to make sure that everyone always thinks about that process. And even if you have an established restaurant and you've kind of always thought about bringing them in and you forgot about bringing them back, time to start thinking about building that list. It's really not that hard. And if you're in a situation where you think, I don't even have a minute to think about it, there are ways that you can build a list through just your Wi-Fi. So are you going to be offering Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi for people that are in the restaurant?
Absolutely.
Of course, right? I mean, we're living in a world where if you don't do that, you're in trouble. So why not make it so that when somebody logs into your Wi-Fi, they're on your list and you don't have to do anything. And then you just market to them later. And you can even market to them in that minute, right? As soon as they log in, you can market to them and say, hey, have you tried our dessert? Or whatever it is that you want to upsell them to, and you can do it right there on their phone. So I just want you to know that even if you're thinking, I don't have time to start building a list and I don't even know where to start with your Wi-Fi. And if you have questions about it, get in touch with Jared, get in touch with National Restaurant Consultants. We can absolutely help you do that. Jared, I'm going to put let's put your website up here. So if you want to go to restaurantconsulting.us, you can get in touch with Jared, with Richard, anybody there, and they will get you on the right path. Because I want people to build lists, but I'm always looking for ways that we can make it as easy as possible, so that it's not just one more thing that you're going to have to scramble and try to figure out. So it just can be super crazy easy and extremely effective. All right, that's all I wanted to cover today. Jared, what do you want to add? I know you've always got
awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. And the last thing I would have to add is July 9th, have yourselves in Highlands Ranch. I'm going to pass it off to Jim to give you the exact address, but Zell's Mountain Creperie, best paninis, best crepes in town. We're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Get down to Highlands Ranch. He's got the address. Come see Zell's Creperie.
All right. It's at 2229 West Wildcat Reserve Parkway. So that's the King Soopers right behind Thunder Ridge High School. So hope to see you guys here.
Brian, thank you so much. And thank you guys for enjoying these helpful moments every week. We really appreciate it. Brian, we couldn't do this out without you and CafeFuel. And thanks for following National Restaurant Consultants and all of our clients and everything we've done for you guys. So thanks so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Good. I plugged you guys.